Of you. Welcome back to another class of Business
Good
English. And in
afternoon,
today's class,
ma'am.
we are going to talk about confusing words. We are going to further discuss about the confusing words. As we were dealing with confusing words, let us understand that when we talk about confusing words, often you may come across such confusing words while writing any of the paragraph, or generally whenever we are framing any sentence. So, as I said, the first day when we were talking or discussing about the confusing words, we started with objective based questions. Yesterday, we did with understanding the wrongly or misspelled words, and then we identified them. And today, we are going to raise the difficulty level a bit, and then we will practice. So, I want each one of you to take up this particular task along with me. So whenever you are asked to share your opinion, you should share it within the chat box. So you can read here one paragraph, a very brief paragraph is mentioned on the screen, which you can see, which is as I am going to read it. I agreed to accept his proposal. I went to his office to sign the agreement. On reaching his office, I found that there are other clients too who have come with the same purpose. We discussed about the proposal and its benefit. Each of us shared our opinion too. Now, could you identify while reading what are the errors that are there? Can you highlight those errors quickly in the chat box? I would like to see how many of you could identify all the errors that are there in this particular slide that has been presented. So Tanya has mentioned the first word. I want the correct ones, Tanya. I want the replacement of the wrongly spelled. So I can see Megha typing and writing accept I to his sign. Very good, Megha Pandey. Good going, dear. So, Pinto, can I get the right answers from your side? Instead of presenting the wrong ones, can I get the right ones? Can you quickly write all the right answers in the chat box? Quickly. So, very rightly stated, Tanya. Yes, there are these two words. There are found is the right word. Yes. Accept I to his sign agreement. Rightly stated, Aradhana. Found is again the right word. Very good, Tanya. We. So, yes, these are the right words, Aradhana. So, Sakib, the word opinion is right. All right. So, we is the right word, correct. So, very good going. What about the rest? I am getting the responses only from 18 students. I am still waiting for the others to share your opinions too. All right. So, let me see how many of you could get the right answer, all the right answers. So, here we go with the right answer. The correct statement is like this: I agreed to accept. The first word accept, his proposal. I, the second word, went to his is the third word, which was wrongly written. Office, to, again, was the wrongly pronounced unwritten. To, sign, we need to correct. Agreement, we need to correct. On reaching his office, I found, spelling of found should be corrected. There, again, the spelling should be corrected. Are other clients too who have come with the same purpose. Again, we need to correct, discussed about. You cannot give a break. You have to conjoin these two words, otherwise, it is going to form two different words with two different meaning. So, about the proposal and its, again, we need to correct this benefits. Each of us shared our opinion too. All right. So, please remember, whenever we are reading, while reading, we can identify the errors that we have written, or probably somebody else might have written. You can modify, you can edit, you can rectify those errors, and you can redo it. All right. So, please remember, there was a word which I have used here like this, right? So whenever you see a word like this, it actually conveys something else instead of another word about. About talks about, I'm talking about the second one. Whenever we indicate something, then we use the word about. So, for example, we are talking about our college. We are talking about our friends. We are talking about confusing words. The lesson is all about confusing words. But in case if we give a break and we separate a from the other word bout, that means the ring in which the wrestling or fighting generally happens. You might have seen the round circle, the ring in which people they generally fight or wrestlers they do fight. Even the circle under which or inside which the wrestling goes on or happens is called as bout, B-O-U-T. So in case if you give a break between these two, again, the word meaning would change. Do you remember the first thing that we practiced in order to understand the confusing words were with the help of these two words, right? That is manager and manga. So similarly, in case if we are giving a space between a and about, the whole meaning would change. Instead of about, you are talking about something else. All right. So I hope, Sophie, you could understand the difference that is being shared over here, right? So moving ahead with the next slide, which is similar like this, all right? So I once again want you all to correct this, identify the errors which is shared in this particular slide, identify the errors, do write the correct words, and please share it. All right. Now, share me the right answers. Let me read the slide for you. Miss Madhu invited us to attend birthday party. The food served was awesome. Everybody was talking about dessert. Always I used to skip eating sweet, but this time I could not stop myself. After dinner, we gathered in the hall. DJ was playing new songs and we started dancing on its beat. So, what are the words that you could identify? And can you really identify it and correct it? So, good going, boys and girls. I can see lot many of you sharing the right words. Yes, Megha, it is beat. I could understand that instead of B, you wrongly typed it as H. All right. So, no worries. Very good going. Excellent. Each one of you, kudos to each one of you who are understanding now. This is what I want you all to understand that commonly we do commit mistakes, and then how can we identify and how can we correct them? We can rectify lot many confusing words by reading it loudly. All right. So let me show up the answer and share the answer with you all. And I believe everybody could identify all the wrongly spelled words. Now, let us once again redo this and understand. Miss Madhu invited us to attend, spelling was wrong, birthday party. The food served was awesome. The spelling of awesome was to be corrected. Everybody was talking about dessert. It's not the desert. Desert is the barren land which is completely filled with sand. Whereas when we add S in the word desert, Dessert, we are talking about the sweet. Always, again, Allways. These are two different words. All ways, that is, in all the means when we talk about all the different ways in which we tried, that we use the word always. But if we conjoin these two words, it forms another word that is always, which is talking about what activities do you do? All right. So always I used to skip eating sweet, not the sweat. But this time I could not stop myself after dinner. All right. The dinner is always with double N. We gathered in the hall. DJ was playing new songs and we started dancing on its beat. Excellent, each one of you. So let us move on with one more, the final one for today's class related to confusing words. So here is the last slide wherein I want you all to correct the wrongly uh, pronounced or spelt words so that you can really identify. So Mega is the first one to write principal correctly. Okay, council is again the right word. Okay, moving ahead, what are the other ones? Which are the other words that you could identify? Is it only the principal and council? Okay, Tanya talks about pale. Fair enough. So what are the other words? To resolve, not the reserve, but yes, to. TWO2 is wrongly presented. Complement, again, Tanya rightly pointed out here. What about the other letters and other words? Do you identify the other spellings too? Let me read the slide for you. The principal of the council asked us to assemble in the capital to resolve the duel between two parties. Mr. Jack turned pale, thinking that his team may lose the match. He complimented the thought of the principle and agreed to compromise. Now, there are so many things which are wrongly pronounced, wrongly presented, wrongly written, and I can see that many of you are identifying the words. Very good going. So, yes, Arav, pale, loose, complimented, and apart from that, the other words, thought is again wrongly pronounced. Yes, off, not but off. Again, the principle is wrongly pronounced even at the second point, right? So let us look into the right answer. Let us identify what is the right answer, and then accordingly, you can see the principle with PLE will be changed as PAL, PRINCIPAL. Council with the COUNCIL instead of COUNSEL asked us to assemble in the capital. Capital is a huge, big building. CAPITAL is the capital, the place, the city, which is head of the place, head of the state, head of the city. But CAPITOL means a very big, huge mansion or palace or a hall. To resolve the duel, DUAL is a wrong word, DUEL, the confusion, the conflict between the two parties, TWO, two parties. Mr. Jack turned pale, not PAIL, rather PALE, pale, thinking that his team may lose, 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 not LOSE. LWSE talks about something which is not fitting, all right? But whereas when you talk about the opposite of when it is LOSE, lose, he complimented because he was congratulating, he was appreciating the thought, not the word thought, of the principle and agreed to compromise. Very good. Now, whenever we are fighting between the two people, that is called as the duel, dear. All right. The fight between the two parties, two people, is called as duel. Whereas DUAL, dual, that means along with something. Dual, like for example, when we talk about International School of Management, the postgraduate diploma management, that is PGDM. Under this program, whosoever are pursuing their PGDM program, they get an opportunity to take one specialization as major, the other one is minor. So keep this in your mind again. The word dual means two, TWO2. Now here you could hear me using the word minor. Can you give me another word, homophone of the word minor? I am writing the word in here in the chat box. Can you give me another word, the homophone of the word minor? Quickly in the chat box. Let me see how many of you can really identify the homophone that is generally used for this particular minor. This minor means the one which is opposite of major, probably which is of low credentials, low value, underage, then we use the word minor. Generally, the one who are less than 18 years old, we consider them as minor, isn't it? Now, very good. But why this RE? Very good, Megha. I got the answer from Megha Pandey. Yes, it is MINER. The one who works in the mines, the one who entered into the mines, to dig out the mine, and then to get the mineral out of it are called as miner. All right. How many of you have watched or have seen the movie of Amitabh Bachchan, Coolie? Very old ones, not the new one. This movie again talks about the difficulties that the people face, the labor, the problem that are faced by the miners, and how they are uh, putting their life at risk in order to dig the mines out. So that the person who goes inside the mines to dig it out and to take out the minerals is called as miner. All right. So are we ready to take up a quick dictation? How many of you are ready to take up the quick dictation? And dictation would be in the form of chat, wherein you're going to write the spellings in the chat box. Very good, Prerna. You are always the one who is ready to take up not many challenges. So I am going to read the messages. I'll be reading the words. I want you all to listen to my word and then accordingly share these in the chat box. All right. The first word is, the first word is accommodate, accommodate. All right. You will get all the right answers through email. So let me see how many of you are giving me the right answers. Accommodate. All right. Yes, double CO would be the correct one. Please remember, when we talk about accommodate, it is with double C and double M. All right. Single M is a wrong word. So keep this in your mind. A double C O double M O D A T E would be the right one. Accommodate. All right. Let me see whether you are aware with this particular word or not. Second one. The second one, I am going to present it in a couple of minutes time. So be ready in order to give your answers. The second one is acquaint, acquaint. Now the people who are writing ACQUAINT are the right ones, but rest others, remember there is a C and there is an A in this word called acquaint. All right. So Ismail, you need to correct yourself. Similarly, uh, others, you have to really correct yourself when you are writing the spelling of acquaint. All right, Sakit, you need to correct it, dear. Pintu, you need to correct it. Rest others, I believe everybody has done it fairly. Shantanu, you need to correct yourself. Aditya Kishore, kindly correct the spelling of acquaint. All right, Amrita Kalyani, you should correct the spelling of acquaint. Sangeeta, even you need the correction. So please remember, as you can see, it is ACQUAINT, right, dear Sakit, rightly stated. The next word is succinct, succinct. Very good, Ananta. Excellent, 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 excellent. I should say that you people are really good readers, and that's the reason many of you are writing the spelling of succinct in a proper way. It is with double CINCT. It is spelled as SUCCINCT, succinct, all right, which means something in brief, very crisp. If you remember when we were discussing about writing the emails, writing the letters, memo, notice, and all, they should be succinct. You should not exaggerate the statements, rather, you should use the succinct manner of writing it. All right. The third word, this would be fourth word, I believe. The fourth one, which I want you all to listen to me carefully and write. introspect, introspect, introspect. I see people writing it correctly. Bravo, excellent, each one of you. Introspect, rightly written. Procrastination, 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 procrastination. Please remember it is Procrastination. Crastinon. Shivani, you have rightly written. Prerna, you are writing it correctly. Arav, yes, you are writing it correctly. Please remember, it is not procras. It is procras. Cras. Procrastination. All right, which means to delay something. All right, when you have the habit of postponing the things. Why to do today? Why not tomorrow? Like I have asked you all to conduct the interview and share the interview with me. To remember, I have given you this opportunity. How many of you have shared the videos quickly in the chat box? How many of you have conducted interviews of your parents and could talk to them, discuss them about the change that had happened in their life? And how many of you have shared those videos with me? Now, things you don't even remember, the things that you don't even keep in your mind and you try to avoid, you try to just skip, avoid. Then we use the word procrastination. This is one of the good words, and often you may hear it in the professional environment where people may ask you not to procrastinate. All right. So please understand how do we use this word procrastination, and please remember all the assignments and tasks that we give and share with you all. My question to each one of you, how many of you have really conducted the interview with your parents? How many of you have questioned about the change that had happened in your parents' life? Quickly in the chat box. I would really like to know. Deepa, but did you share the video with me? I see Deepa writing that she has conducted the interview, but did you share the video with media? I am waiting for your response. See, it could be yes or no. All right, don't hesitate in answering. No problem. So, but I would really appreciate if you can share those videos because, see, we are going to learn from the experiences of each of our parents. Say, for example, if when we talk about Lakshmi's parent, if they have seen some kind of change in their life, what is that change which they have witnessed? Can we learn from them? Uh, See, Sandhya, you need to understand for the first time, they will remain uncomfortable. It can be in any language. It could be in your mother tongue. It could be in Hindi or it could be in English based on their convenience. They may find it inconvenience. That is what the hesitation is all about. You need to bring them down to the comfort level. All right, Sandhya, can you try it once again? Can you once again conduct this interview by bringing it down to their comfort zone and asking them to be the part of this interview process? And if you can win, trust me, you can win the confidence of others. That means you're going to become a good leader. You are going to become a good team member. You are going to become a good communicator because you can convince others, right? That would always help you to improve yourself, your skills. So each one of you, not to forget, you may be forgetting about the assignments, but if you do not share it, dear, you are not going to be evaluated. And each one of you would be marked 0 instead of getting certain scores. So last Friday, I remember I shared this activity with you all. And today we are spending our Thursday. That means a week time was spent. None of you could recall, none of you could really understand the importance of this particular task or the assignment. And if you are not valuing these assignments, certainly you are not going to improve your skills, the basic employable skills which are generally expected in each one of us. All right. Whenever we talk about any organization, every organization, they want people who are good at employable skills. And communication is one of the major employable skills. So I want each one of you to take some time out of your busy schedule, ask questions which are very common to your parents to answer, and don't create havoc. Don't try to portray and present that this video is very important and it is going to fetch you marks. Come down to the comfort level. First of all, you should be comfortable in conducting the interview. Similarly, ask your parents to be at a comfort place and in a comfortable zone so that they can answer your questions. All right. So how many of you are going to share the videos with me at least by Saturday? At least by Saturday. I want to know the response from all of you. So Deepa, very good. This time it is you who has defeated Prerna, I must say. So Deepa is the one who's going to share the video. But what about the rest? Don't you people have good communication with your parents? Don't you people talk to your father and mother on regular basis? Don't you talk about the difficult times which they had faced when they were young? How did they overcome those difficult times? How did they challenge their life? How did they overcome those challenges? And how are they living in the comfort zone that we are living today? So you must ask these questions and do prepare a video on, and please display these videos which talks about the life of your parents, which talks about how great they are, how successful they are today. It's very good to hear about the success stories of all the great personalities. But don't you consider your parents as a true hero, as a truly successful person? How many of you really value that your parents, whatever they are today, they all are successful one? If you believe that your parents are really successful, very loudly can you say yes in the chat box? Please remember, loud writing is all with capital letters. So, how many of you believe that yes, your parents are truly successful and you salute them, you value their efforts? So, why not to conduct the small interview with only 3 to 4 questions? One, what changes they have witnessed? What are the lessons that they have learned? And how many of you can learn from their experiences? What are the important lessons or the learning or the outcomes that have come from their experience, which you believe can add value to your life? All right. So let us do this. Let us give respect. Let us show that we really care for them, we really value them, and let us bring that change in our way of looking into their life. All right. So I want you all to take up this assignment and do come up with your responses. All right. So the next couple of words which I would like to conduct as the test are these words. All right. Immediately. This is the next dictation word. Immediately. Rightly stated. I'm waiting for the wrong answers. Nobody has written wrongly. Everybody has written correctly. Immediately. All right. So all-time favorite of mine. Sincerely. Sincerely. Let me see how many of you have learned the spelling of sincerely in a proper way. Rituraj Ranjan, rightly written. Very good, Amrita, rightly written. Good, Sakib. Yes, Amrita. Yes, Deepa. The spelling is right. So the last word for today. The last word for today is very simple one. Very, very simple one. Attendance. Attendance. Shalini, you have wrongly written. Again, Shaurya, your spelling is wrong. Mohini, the spelling is wrong. Megha, spelling is wrong. Ananta, spelling is wrong. The spelling attendance is with A-N-C-E, not with E-N-C-E. A-T-T-E-N-D-A-N-C-E. It is attendance, not D-E-N-C-E, dins. All right. So you need to correct the spelling of attendance. All right. So, with this, we conclude our class. I hope everybody could understand the importance of confusing words. And many a times, as I said, I repeated it, we do commit mistakes when we don't know the spelling. So, with this, we need to understand if we regularly practice the spellings, if we exactly know what the right spellings are, we can certainly write the word, even frame the sentence without spelling error. Please try to remember and understand that whenever we are talking about confusing words, the confusion is not in the word, the confusion is in our mind. And in order to eradicate, in order to eliminate, in order to overcome this confusion, regular reading, regular writing. These two ways are to be practiced by each one of us in order to improve our skills. So be a regular reader and be a regular writer. With that note, I end up today's class. Let me share the link for your attendance so that you can mark your attendance and you can share the same with me in a couple of minutes time. Thank you very much for attending today's class. Take care of yourself, take care of your family members, and have a fantastic day ahead. Tomorrow, we are going to practice the pronunciation. We are going to start with pronunciation. We are going to understand what pronunciation is, what are the important sounds that we have to keep in our mind while understanding pronunciation. So we are going to talk about phonetics from tomorrow. All right. That's all in today's class. Do take care of yourself. Have a fantastic day ahead. God bless you all.